Hey, welcome to episode number 2 of Tuning In with Your Cycle. Today I am going to talk about the menstrual phase, what's happening in your body, why are you feeling the way you're feeling, how to nourish it, and a couple of red flags that I want you to keep in mind. And I decided to start with the menstrual phase because even though it is the last part of the cycle, for me it's kind of where you hit the reset button because you're flushing everything out, right? So this phase usually lasts between 3 and 7 days, and you only get to this phase when no pregnancy was achieved. So what's happening inside your body? Well, progesterone drops, and this causes the corpus luteum, also known as the follicle from where the egg was released, to get reabsorbed, and this at the same time triggers the shedding of the uterine lining. That means that you start bleeding. During this phase, also, estrogen kind of peaks, but as quick as it peaks, it drops, and this sends a signal to your hypothalamus to prep your body for the next cycle. So all this is happening during this phase, and that's why you may be feeling a little bit more tired, because it's all these extra things that are happening aside of keeping you alive and the rest of your metabolism, right? So how are you gonna nourish this phase? Well, it is really important to replenish iron and zinc, which we lose a lot while we bleed, right? And increasing your consumption of green leafy vegetables, of legumes, talking about lentils and beans, fish, sea vegetables. And you're gonna love this because if you love sushi as much as I do, then this is where the sea vegetables come into play, because they usually use a type of algae known as wakame to do the seaweed salad, and also nori, which is the algae, the black algae that wraps the sushi roll. So if you love sushi, this is a great time to go and order your favorite one, because it also has fish, right? I hope so. So that's one another thing you can eat. And last but not least, nuts and seeds. So if you have been practicing seed cycling, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't and you're interested about it, or you want to start because it's really supportive of your cycle and it's also a great first step to start tuning in with your cycle, you can grab the free guide with the link in my bio, or at vitalianutrition.com/guide, or you can send me a direct message on Instagram and I can send it straight to you. Okay, so that's how you nourish your body during this phase. Now, I have a really cool thing that I want to share with you, because you know how we tend to be a little bit more sensitive during this time. Well, you're not imagining it, it happens, and it happens because your left and right hemisphere are super in sync. So you're super intuitive, right? So if you notice that every month there's some thoughts and feelings kind of coming up and they are the same every single time you're in your menstrual phase, then I want you to write them down, and I want to figure out what they are showing up, because they are showing up for a reason, and you need to change that in order to make those feelings be better. I mean, if they're happy feelings and happy thoughts, that's amazing, but if they are not, this is the time to realize what's triggering them and how you can change that in order to feel better, because this is where we are extra sensitive and extra intuitive. So think about those things, because this is not only going to be great for your mind, but for your overall well-being, right? So this is an amazing thing that guys don't have. So use it to your advantage to fix things in your life that are bothering you, okay? Or to enhance the things that are bringing you joy, okay? So that's what's going on, and that's why you're feeling the way you're feeling. Now, what type of workout is best for the menstrual phase? Well, going back of what I was talking, that there's a lot of energy being used to shed the uterine lining and to prep your body for the next cycle, at the same time that all the bodily functions are happening, that is really important not to do some super extreme cardio, because that over extenuates your body and that can be worse in the long run. Instead, focus on kind of Pilates, like it can be floor Pilates or it can be in the reformer. Like if you really love working out, that's a really great alternative to like a HIIT training or a spin class. However, if you feel comfortable of not working out and just chilling in the couch with a nice book or, you know, with Netflix, that's totally okay, because this is a time where your body needs rest in order to kind of kickstart again during your follicular phase. Okay, so this is really good. Or if you're kind of in between that, you kind of want to move your body and not really lay in the couch, but you don't want to do a lot, then restorative yoga is perfect for this time, because you stretch your body and then it helps you lower cortisol levels, and it might help you to get more in tune with these feelings that you're perceiving. Okay, so those are really good things to focus on. Now, I was talking about a couple of red flags that I want you to keep in mind. So number one is dark brown spots at the beginning of your cycle, because that may mean you have some stagnant blood, and that can be caused by low progesterone. Also, if you have clots, if you are bleeding very heavy, if your period is extremely short, talking about 1 to 2 days max, or if you bleed here and there, just sporadic bleedings, because that's a signal that something is out of balance and you need to fix it as soon as possible before it creates bigger problems, right? So keep those things in mind. Now, I want to go back. I know this is a lot of information, but I just want to go back to our first episode because this is the time where I really, really want you to tune in with your body. Remember, last week I asked you to keep track on how you're feeling, like your mood, your energy, and how you feel after eating. Well, this is the time to track down if you identify any of these red flags, okay? Now, let's just recap everything we just talked about, right? So, number one, how to nourish your body, and I forgot to mention that earlier, is like also your body is going to be preferring more warming soups, like soups and stews. So, focus on warming foods that are very nourishing. This is a time where when you are about to decide what to eat or what to buy in the grocery store, this is a time to ask yourself, how is this gonna nourish me, right? And if the answer is like maybe not that much, maybe just change it to a more nourishing option that includes any of the foods I mentioned earlier, which are legumes, fish, nuts and seeds, and sea vegetables, right? So that's how you nourish your body. Again, remember not to do intense cardio. There's always the option for restorative yoga and Pilates, because Pilates is still going to help you build lean muscle for my gym lovers. And the last part is just pay really, really close attention to the red flags. Dark brown spots, clots, very short periods, bleeding here and there, and heavy bleeding. Okay, those are the 5 flags, and that's about it. I don't want to overwhelm you with a lot of information, but it is really good to start getting to know your body. Okay, if you have any questions, you know you can always send me a direct message on Instagram, and I'll be seeing you next week, and we will be talking about the follicular phase. Okay, take care.